You're listening to Systemic Error Podcast. The failure was designed.
Absolutely too late for Trump to change minds before November, based on an article by Adam Lynch. Trump's economy is not a mood, it's a policy regime. The damage is already legible. The source material is useful only insofar as it admits what the rest of the political press often buries. People are paying more, feeling it daily, and the blame runs straight back to Trump's own decisions. The setup is a cable news panel, a few voter quotes, and a grim survey number. That is the context. The point is the policy. This is not a vague economy bad story. It is a story about power using state tools to redistribute pain downward while insulating the people who can absorb it. Who decided? Trump holds the actual institutional power here, and the article says so even when it tries to keep the language soft. His tariffs are raising the cost of goods and services. His war in Iran has pushed energy, electricity, and fertilizer costs higher. He is also replacing tariffs the Supreme Court overturned with new tariffs, which means the policy is not a mistake he stumbled into and corrected. It is an ongoing choice. That matters. The economy did not do this. A president did. An administration did. A ruling coalition did. The people in Ohio, the grocery store, and the gas station are not suffering from a mystery. The press keeps calling consequences confusion. The weakest part of the framing is the familiar cable news habit of treating political harm as though it were a public relations problem. The question posed is whether Trump can counter what Americans are saying they feel, as if the issue were messaging rather than material damage. That is misdirection. Voters are not telling the country a story. They are reporting a cost structure. The panel's language also launders agency. Short-term pain for long-term gain is presented as a theory to be debated, when in practice it is a political alibi. It asks the public to endure immediate losses for promised benefits that are always deferred, always conditional, and always conveniently unavailable to the people paying the bill. Tariffs are class politics. The article accidentally states the core truth. The gains are going to upper middle and upper income people with stock market or real estate exposure, while middle and lower income families absorb the pain. That is not an economic side effect. It is the class design. Tariffs raise prices. Energy costs ripple through everything. Fertilizer hits farmers. Transportation costs stay elevated. Grocery bills jump. Then the people least protected by asset wealth are told to be patient while someone with a portfolio explains the long term. This is how elite policy turns itself into austerity for everyone else and stability for the already wealthy. The stock market being at records means little if your paycheck buys less food, more expensive fuel, and higher household basics. This source notes that directly, which is why the political class usually prefers abstraction over receipts. The party owns the consequences. Peter Baker's point is the right one. Even if it arrives dressed like pundit wisdom, Trump is damaging his party by acting like a lame duck while still forcing unwanted policies through the system. Companies do not make long-term decisions around erratic tariffs that are up, down, on, off. Voters do not reward instability just because it comes wrapped in nationalist rhetoric. This is where Republican governance keeps revealing itself, not as stewardship, but as coercion followed by denial. First, the policy is imposed. Then the pain is naturalized. Then the public is asked to blame markets, moods, or bad luck instead of the office holder who engineered the outcome. What this story actually shows, the larger pattern is simple. Authoritarian-style economics does not begin with secret police and grand slogans. It begins with the use of state power to punish the broad public, reward the insulated class, and insist that suffering is either necessary or imaginary. The press can keep sampling frustrated voters and quoting experts, but the political meaning is already clear. Trump is not being undone by a communication problem. He is being exposed by the ordinary consequence of using power badly and then pretending the damage belongs to someone else. You've been listening to Systemic Error. Thanks to Alternet for today's article, with the automated voice of Ryan. Thanks for listening.